Alright, so I'm going to be doing an awesome accent wall along this wall and over the ceiling, and I'm going to show you how you can do it too. To start, I'm going to use the paint and I am going to trim out the edges, because I find when I am putting wood or wainscoting or anything along the wall, it's a lot harder to get straight, smooth lines in the corners with that wood in place. So I'm going to do a coat along the edges. Then we'll put the accent, the wood strips on the wall to create the accent, and then we'll paint that as well. So let's get started.
2, 3, come on!
Alright, so I've already been to Home Depot to get my strips of wood cut down, and my specific Home Depot won't cut less than 12 inches. I don't know if that's common for all of them, but I want my strips to be 10 inches and 6 inches, and those are the only two sizes that I need. So what I did was I went and I grabbed the 3 sheets of hardboard. Looks like this, and it is just 1/8 of an inch thick, so it's very easy to manipulate and will conform to the wall, so it'll look really nice. Plus it's cheap. And I had them rip down 3 sheets into 16-inch strips. So I ended up with 3 strips of 16 inches from each sheet. So now what I'm going to do is I am going to run that through my table saw, and I'm going to cut it at the 6 inches. So then I will be left with my 10-inch side and then my 6-inch side. And then we can cut them to the right length, which is about 7 feet. That's about how long my wall is, and start putting them up. I got my walls trimmed out, I got my boards cut into the strips. Now there's 2 measurements that we're going to need. We need the measurement from how long the wall is, so how long we need to cut those strips down to. And this wall is 7 feet and 2.5 inches. Make sure that you measure different spots on your wall if you're going to cut out multiple pieces at once, because your walls may not be level. For example, lower on my wall, it is 7 feet 2.5 inches, and then as we get towards the ceiling, it's 7 feet 2.25 inches. So make sure you're aware of that. So we need that measurement, and then I am also going to measure where the studs are in the wall. Now you can do that by using a tape measure. Older homes, a lot of them might be 12 inches apart from stud to stud, or newer homes are usually 16 inches. So this home will be 16 inches, and I am going to use a stud finder. Use your tape measure if you don't have a stud finder, but I will tell you that my wood for the strips cost me $25, and the stud finder cost me only $20. And if you plan on doing multiple projects like this or different walls, totally worth the investment, and I will show you how I use that. So the stud finder that I got, it's called a Zircon, and it is an edge stud finder. It goes up to 1.5 inches, which is the thickness of a 2x4, which is what your studs are. And so it'll measure the edge, not the center of the board, the edges, so that we know where that stud is, and we can nail right into the center. So let's show you how it works. Alright, here's my stud finder. It's got the power button on the side, and I can do a deep scan or a stud scan. I'm doing a stud scan. So I'm just gonna hold that power button on the wall like this. It says ready. I'm gonna move it slowly. Whoop. Easy enough. Beeps red, and then it has this little groove to tell you exactly where that edge is. Keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going. And then it stopped right here. Oh. So I know that that is where my stud is. And that's what I'm gonna nail in. Easy enough. All right, the process from here is pretty self-explanatory. I got my first piece cut and I'm going to start right here above the light switch. I have got a level to make sure that it's going to be level across the wall. Got my nail gun ready. I'm using 1 1/4 inch nails and I'm just gonna nail right into those studs like I said before. And then I have a 1x3, it's 2.5 inch spacer. Use whatever you want to space out. I'm gonna do this for my spacing. And once the first one is level, then the rest should fly up pretty quickly. I'm on to the ceiling part of putting on this design and I've hit the corner. So I wanted to explain to you really quick how I'm going to make it look like a continuous pattern onto the ceiling in case yours lines up kind of the same way. Right now, next in my pattern is to do my big 10-inch piece. Obviously, I have a smaller space than that in the corner. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my spacer and I am going to set it where you can see it. I'm going to set it at the top so that I know what my spacing is still, because I still want to follow that spacing. And so I'm going to take my spacer and then I'm going to measure from the ceiling to that piece, which is 4 3/4. So then I am going to take my 10-inch piece, I'm going to go out and I'm going to run it through my table saw and I'm going to cut it at that 4 3/4 measurement. So that will go at the very top and then I will take the other side, the leftover side of that, and butt it up against that to make it look like it's continuing onto the ceiling. Save you the time and boredom of watching me do this next part. Basically, I am just going to take the spackling and I am going to fill all of the nail holes in the wall, take a drywall sanding block and sand them down, and then we're going to start painting. Hey, thanks for watching, you guys. If you like this content, please like, comment, and subscribe, and we'll see you next time.